Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chioma Ubina. Okay, I want to thank you for your constant visit to this channel, your patronage. So I'm grateful for your likes, comments, and subscription. I'm grateful, and I said God bless you. So remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe so that our video will continue to move to a higher group. Okay, so today we want to talk about the continuation of the motherhood journey we talked about the previous video. So today we're going to talk about the challenges of motherhood after child. After childbirth, it doesn't end in childbirth. So it continues a process. It continues to another process. So today we're talking about the challenges you experience after delivery. Let's go into it. As we said in the first video, in the previous video, we said that motherhood is a state of being a mother. It is a state that comes with a whole lot of blessings, a whole lot of pain. Today we are talking about the challenges. You understand the negative, how it will affect you. Things that will shift. Some of the things that will shift in your life as a mother. So the first thing we're going to talk about is sleep deprivation. When the babies are born, uh, the normal way, when you are pregnant, you are wishing, okay, let me just deliver, and I'm just tired, let me just deliver. You understand? You think that's the in fact after delivery that you have arrived, you are relaxed. No, he has another thing coming. So one of the things that is there is sleep deprivation. Your sleep, the way you can no longer sleep your normal sleep because you have a baby. At every now and then they are crying for food, they are crying for discomfort, they are crying for, there must be something that they are crying for, except when they are sleeping. That's the only time they say, okay, sleep when the baby is sleeping. So when the baby, when I put to bed, I notice that I can no longer sleep properly. Every 2 seconds I'm waking up to breastfeed the baby, especially my boy that sucks, like he sucks. In fact, he enjoys it. He will stay so long. He's sucking. If he turns like this, he's sucking. If he turns the other way, he's sucking. So it's a bit challenging to me because me personally, I love to have my good sleep. So unable to have this sleep, it really affected me. I was like, I thought this is a blessing, but still, it's a blessing. It's just a challenge. It's just something that you have to that has to be shifted in your life, a kind of an adjustment that you have to make. Okay, the second point is exhaustion. You know, the after breastfeeding a child all through the night, in the morning you feel so weak, empty, and tired. You understand? So there is this tiredness that is going to you'll be feeling. Imagine when it's only you taking care of the baby. It's a whole lot. You will constantly be tired. And remember, you are still recovering. You are still recovering. So there is exhaustion. I was feeling so tired, so weak. Even though I had people taking care of my baby, but still inside of me, I felt so empty, so weak. Sometimes I'll be asking myself, if these people should go, how do I cope? How am I sure I can carry on? You understand? So that's another point of it, exhaustion. So the other one is physical recovery. You see, this physical recovery is actually is a whole lot in my own part because as I said in my previous video, my baby tore me so well before coming out. So, and I was sutured, but it happened that 2 weeks I was still bleeding. I was still bleeding. I was still bleeding. They said no, this is. I said I was feeling like this might not be normal. Only for me to get to that hospital we went to, and I decided to ask the doctor to check me. He checked me and noticed that the whole thing they sutured was already torn. So what again? What does it require? I was going to be sutured again the second time. So they were thinking, okay, you went and gave yourself to your husband. No, but that wasn't my. Again, they noticed some of the things that they sold was not right. It was not proper. It was not done well. So they said, Madam, we're going to suture you again. So I went into it again. The pain was as if it was even worse than the first one. So after the whole thing, I came back. I was still recovering. What is 1 month? 1 month is nothing to compare to for that place to even be to recover, for me to heal in my VG. You understand? 1 month was nothing. It passed 1 month more than I was still recovering. Up to 3 months, I was still recovering. True. You understand? So everybody have their own encounter. So that was my encounter. So that was it. Physical recovery, it took me a whole lot of time for me to recover. Another one is emotional imbalance. Your emotions will just be all over the place. Emotions will just be all over the place. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. Sometimes your mood swings. It's just flipping on and on. Sometimes I look into myself. I ask myself, what is this? What kind of sometimes I used to think, maybe this thing is supposed to be joyful. Why am I feeling this way? Sometimes I'm downcast. Sometimes I'm happy. I'm joyful. You understand? So that was it. Identity shift. That was another thing I went through because I was not asking myself. So this is the whole thing about giving birth. There was nothing. I was not seeing me again. I was not seeing myself again. I was not seeing my possibility of rising again. I was not seeing my possibility of becoming somebody again. I was now seeing it as if it's a curse. Like I'm doomed for life. For life. As in, some people this might not be your story, but I'm trying to tell you how it was with me. I was feeling like this wasn't supposed to be like my life has ended. That's just the word. My life has ended. So having a baby, like I won't be able to achieve something, strive for something again. Only baby, 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 baby. I was not seeing myself at all, at all, at all. Another part is breastfeeding. Breastfeeding, hey, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at the beginning because there is this pain I was feeling on my nipple. It was very painful when the baby want to suck. It was war. You have to like endure, breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out before you gather the energy to allow the baby to suck. You understand? Though my own was not having physical bruises. You understand that much. Uh, but I know one of my sisters encountered that physical bruise whereby the nipple will just be open, like sore like that. And they say, give it to the baby like that, it will heal. There's no medicine for it. So you have to bear the pain of that. The pain, as in, it enters the head. So I countered it. It was not fun at all, at all, at all. Like it wasn't something I want to do. Like at that point, when you are feeling pain, you are like, I don't want to go through this again. You understand? That was it. All right. So the next point is trying to understand the meaning of each baby cry. They cry for a whole lot of reasons. And as a new mom, you're not conversant with what is the reason for the cry. So you're trying to figure out, okay, is he for feeding? Is he hungry? For me, I used to think anytime he cries, he's hungry. Anytime he cries, he's hungry. Sometimes he might not be hungry. It might just be that he's hot. The way environment is hot, or maybe he wants to change. He wants you to change him. Change the diaper, and a whole lot. So trying to figure out what does this cry mean? It was a whole lot. It was a struggle for me. It was a whole struggle for me. So the next point is prayerlessness. On a normal, I like my time. I like to pray. You understand? I like it when I'm prayerful. It's something that I love. But as a mother, I don't find the time to pray anymore. I was set back in my prayer life, and that was because all my attention was on the baby, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to do this, trying to do that. So it took away my prayer life. Very bad, because without prayer, who are we? So the next point is depression. You know, postpartum depression, they keep saying postpartum depression, and nobody understands. It was when I gave birth that I understood what I've gone through depression in my life, so I know what it is, but how it's going to come about in childbirth, I don't know. So after delivery, I encountered it. And the worst part of it is that people around you will not know about it. It's only you going through it. That self-identity that you are suffering from, that emotional imbalance, all of them, it's just, in fact, depression should be the general word for it. Because I found myself, some point I find myself angry with my baby. Honestly, true. That's true. Sometimes if you're not saying about these things, well, some people will not understand that it exists. Or maybe when you hear some people say it, you think it's a lie. Me personally, I'm telling you, it is real. There's a point you get to, you will start seeing, things are not going well. You start feeling depressed instead of happy. Of course, it's not when you give birth, it's supposed to be a joyful something. But the devil want to see you unnecessary things. Maybe you look at the people that are taking care of your babies as if they are not doing their best, they are not doing enough. You look at your husband, it's as if he's not into the whole thing. There must be one or two things that is making you feel bad. I was depressed in the whole process. I couldn't tell anybody. I was so empty inside of myself. Like this was a curse instead of a blessing. But being the kind of person I am, I knew it wasn't the right thought, and I've heard about it. So what I started doing was like, in my own, the little strength I have, I started praying about it and like, God, please help me. God, please help me. You understand? What am I trying to say? In this case of depression, you need to speak out and tell people around so that they'll be able to know what's going on inside of you. It can lead to suicide. It can lead to a lot of things. So if you allow it to generate so much, it can destroy a whole lot. So that was my experience. Another one is house demand. When baby comes, a lot of things will be so tedious. Something that you can actually do without a stress. It becomes a whole lot. You are taking care of a baby. You still need to cook for the family, all the washing, or everything. The work is multiplied, and that's so much demanding on me. It was so much on me. You understand? It was only me. After the people taking care of my baby left, I had to do my thing. So that adjustment was so much. If you see me, if I if you see my picture as at that point, or more, you will not recognize me. I turned into skeleton. I turned into something else. It wasn't fun. You understand? But thank God we made it. So the next part is, should I put this husband demand? Okay. So the next one is husband demand. Oh, this man, as in, sometimes, one of the reasons I love to talk about this thing is that at least if a brother is there watching this video, you will understand that maybe you are in that situation, in that position, and your wife is saying, no, don't come close to me, or this, that. You think maybe she's being wicked or she's being unreasonable. No, she's not being unreasonable. A whole lot. She has a whole lot in her hand. In my case, nah. I was not, I don't want to hear about it. My husband even went to the point of saying it out. You abandoned me. You understand? So all my attention was just on the baby. Everything was just on the baby. Sometimes I wake up, I would just jump up from the bed and say, baby, baby. My husband would say, you go die, leave this baby. Waiting me this. This too much. Your attachment is too much. So I was that attached to the baby that it made me to some areas. That husband demand, it was no go area. Nobody should tell me anything. So when he's coming, I would be like he's insensitive. He's not understanding what's going on. We have a responsibility to take care of. So why should this one come up? We shouldn't even come up at all. You understand? So that was struggling in that part. And what helped me on that part was that I like I said, I like to research. You understand? I have listened to a message that talked about it. You might be so much engrossed in the new baby, and you forget your responsibility to your husband. So as women, you're going to divide yourself. You're going to do all those things. It's your responsibility. And what I want to assure you is that God has given us the capacity to achieve all of them, but you have to acknowledge it first. That this is my own. This is my own. I don't have to neglect anyone. Then He will give you the strength to run it. That's it. So that's that for this topic. Challenges I encountered after childbirth. God bless you.